just for you guys, the connectivity defensively? What did you see tonight?
I just think like you said, we connected. Our communication was good. Our physicality was good. And, I think we executed our scouting report really well from a lot of the adjustments we talked about in practice and in walkthrough. We just executed it. Our energy was right, our minds was right, and then we showed what we're capable of doing when we take care of those things.
We talked about the officials allowing a little bit more physical defense. On your switches, how much can that mean for you guys if you can be really physical on those switches?
It's really helpful for us. I think even as an offensive player, when the team is switching soft and there's like space and gaps and you can shoot or you can attack them and they kind of back off you, it's easier to play against. It doesn't take away any of your rhythm. So, us switching and kind of jumping out at guys is making them take steps back instead of them coming downhill at us and we on our heels. Getting into their bodies, it's hard to play like that. It's hard to play against it. The more we can be like that, guys can be in tighter and they can be in help position and kind of deter the drive and still get back to their guy, and we eliminating threes too. So I thought tonight we just did a much better job of that.
What helped you guys with your
playmaking? Sorry, we've asked you about your playmaking, Giannis, Chris as well. But on nights like this where maybe the shot isn't falling, and you and Chris were kind of in that boat in the first half, but yet it was still facilitating, keeping the offense moving. How important is that to do that when you probably could say, all right, let me get myself into a rhythm and get a couple buckets, but even if it's not in?
I think, we got a deep enough team and a talented enough team to where it's never going to be. Obviously, you want us all to be making shots and us all to be rolling, but I think because of how we defended, a lot of times we was able to get out in transition, move the ball, make the right play. Enough guys on this team can play. So it's going to be guys making shots. It's going to be, instead of, Chris having 20 or me having 25 or Giannis having 40, sometimes it might be a couple guys with 12, 16, 20, whatever. But I think because of how we played defensively, it was like we was able to play that way offensively and still have a big lead.
This is the first time in a while y'all had your full starting five and kind of just felt like a full team out there. Do you have been encouraged about the stuff y'all had been building? Did it feel like it all clicked into place just kind of seamlessly? Just how did you feel like y'all played collectively? Obviously,
I thought it was great. It's been times where I've been out there without neither one of them. There's been times where Giannis has been out there with neither one, me or Chris. Been times where it was me and Chris out there and Giannis didn't play. And, we just kind of got to look at everything, but everybody had to kind of pull a little bit more, do a little bit more. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. A lot of the teams when I was younger, like the best teams, that was like their season went like that, specifically San Antonio, where it would be just random guys. The team is leaning on them a little bit more throughout the season. And then when they put it all together, everybody's prepared and everybody's able to kind of bring something to the table and make us a more complete team. And that's kind of what tonight felt like, finally being whole. And everybody's kind of had to step their game up and be a little bit sharper. And now we all get out there together and, we put together a really good game.
Something that they talked about before the Thunder came in was their team chemistry, but y'all seem to be off the charts tonight. What was it that helped that?
I think the excitement of everybody being back was one. And I think us just tightening up, as we close out the season, our practices, our walkthroughs, our film sessions, everything has been just a little bit sharper, a little bit more serious. And I think we can feel ourselves getting better and we can see some of the results that we get, and everybody's just kind of really pouring into that. And coming into tonight, I think that's why we had this type of game.
Well, something that Doc emphasizes is you guys playing mindlessly, not having to think out there. Do you feel like you're getting closer to that point as a team?
I think a lot of the scripted things that we do in practice, a lot of just the interactions that we have, how he talks to the team, what he expresses to us, like him expecting certain things from us. I think everybody's just starting to have a better understanding of it. And everybody's becoming more and more free. And I think that's been great for our team because everybody's becoming more free, but we're doing it as a unit. And I think that's when we're going to be the best version of ourselves.
Doc was talking about how big of a cutter that Pat Connaughton is and how much easier that makes it on offense. How does that impact you as one of the big three in this team to get the offense a little bit more opened up?
I think if anytime you have guys that a team is trying to take away, they on their scouting report, they have guys positioned to do specific things. You know, a guy needs to be at the elbow to run at the ball handler. The low man has to be there early to take away Giannis diving to the rim. So when you got guys around that that are just complementary, that know how to cut, know when to cut, and just know how to position themselves to take advantage of what the defense is doing, it just makes us a better team. And I think Pat is probably the best on our team at it. You know, just playing on that baseline, getting into the dunker, even on the perimeter. You know, he just knows how to play, and I think that comes from his experience of just playing with, you know, really good players.
Do you follow college basketball still? I know you watch a lot, but
Not too much. I follow when it gets to March. That's usually when I start to kind of do my homework and I watch.
the reason I ask is Marquette's in the Sweet 16. They haven't been affected too much by the transfer portal and all that, and it was different than when you played. What did you get out of your experience, do you think, most off the court in college? And what do you think now of, like, NIL deals and how it's affecting all these transfers and all that stuff? Do you have any opinion on that?
I think I had a great college experience. I think just going away from home, I graduated high school when I was 17, and the people that I was around, I just learned so much, you know, how to be a part of a team and how to be invested in a program, you know, and what it was all about. So I think that's something that helped me a lot coming into the NBA. You know, I wasn't about myself because I was invested in a program for 4 years. And I just had a lot of people that looked out for me, and it just made me, you know, pour more into that, you know, from my professors to the coaching staff. You know, they showed me that they cared about me as a person as much as what I brought to the program as an athlete. So I had a great experience. And I think as far as the NIL is just, on one hand, I'm happy that players are being compensated for, you know, what they bring to these universities because they make a lot of money off of them. You know, when you talk about the tournament and some of these big conferences, and, you know, they're on TV as much as we are, and people recognize their names as much as they recognize us. So you want them to be compensated for that. But me personally, I just wish that it was kind of a better medium of, you know, I hate to see kids, they put them on camera and they like, this kid went to Arizona and then he was at this school, and you know, it's 4 schools in 4 years, and it's like, I don't see how that could be positive for anybody as far as a college experience. So I just wish that it was something that they could put in place to where you can't just, you know, hop around. And I think it just takes away from the spirit of college basketball, where you usually might have a few guys that's one and done that go to the league, but then you're going to have some guys there 2 years, 3 years, 4 years that, you know, care about the history of the program and what the program is about. And you just don't see that no more. So I think that's also part of why college basketball isn't what it used to be. So that's how I feel about it.
Dame, this is the first time you've faced this team all year, so I thought probably the first question you've got in your mind is how they're going to play me, how they're going to play Giannis. Is that what it feels like at the start of a game like this?
Kind of. I mean, I asked Giannis before the game, like, who usually guards you on this team? Because usually the teams we play, they best defender, they guard me for my whole career. So I was like, who guards you? And we talked about it, but I never really worry about it too much since I've been on this team, because we got so many weapons. I know that I can play the game honest and the right way, and we'll have a chance to win regardless. So I didn't think too much about it.